Both legs are on. Don't let her go forward. There's no room to go forward whatsoever. Yep. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we have a fun one for you. We have Rochelle here, who's one of my students and also a Patreon member. And she's got her horse here. I forget her name. Natasha, that's right. And you're having a few challenges with her, but you're doing really good with a lot of things. I worked with you at a clinic this summer and making a lot of progress. But can you share with us a little bit some of the challenges you're having, but then what you're wanting to focus on with her today?
Sure. One of the biggest challenges is when we get to a new place, she's very excitable. And so I would just like some strategies to calm her down once we get to a new place. And also that 2 legs on does not mean go faster. So if I drape my legs around her, she likes to go. So I'm always super careful not to put my calves on her. So I'd like to get that better too.
Awesome. Perfect. Sounds good. So what I was telling you earlier, what I would recommend when you take your horse to a new place, hopefully you've practiced a few exercises pretty consistently at home so that they're familiar to your horse. When you go to a new place, my goal is to get them first connected with me using some of the 3-circle game, side passing, hind quarter yields, just getting them, observe when they're disconnected, get them connected. And then I like to let them go explore the area, the arena we're in. And for her in particular, since I have a nice playground to use, I think we'll get her used to this arena a bit for riding. But then we'll also go out to the playground, and obstacles are a great way to build a horse's curiosity and get them to really think about their feet. So because I know this horse, I know that it's easy for her to go through the motions physically, but not be real thoughtful about what she's doing. And so we're going to see if we can get her just to be thinking about what she's doing with her feet, leveraging the obstacles for that. And then I was telling Rochelle that for a horse like this that tends to go through the motions, would you say she's more of a what we call right brain extrovert?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's easy for her to move her feet.
Yes.
And then she tends to be a little more right brained, and it's whatever she does wrong is maybe a little more emotional or fear based versus left brain saying no to something.
Definitely.
And so with that in mind, the more we get this horse to think, it's like a muscle. So the more you exercise it, we can't change her disposition, but what we can do is as we're working on these skills, we can strengthen that muscle more and more. So the more we get her to be thoughtful about what she's doing by doing less first, giving her a lot of responsibility in what she's doing with her feet, that's going to strengthen that muscle more and more.
So I'll start her on her good side.
Sounds good.
And she is very sensitive, so I generally drop the stick. Is that okay? Or should I keep the stick?
I would keep the stick.
Okay.
Even though she's sensitive, I would almost maybe, once she's on the 3-circle, another variable you can add is like, okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to be working the stick, and it doesn't mean anything.
Okay. Okay.
Very nice. So I like that. She's not speeding up when you use the stick. That's really important for her. Because again, with this horse, it'd be very easy for her to just think things mean go forward faster instead of shape and yield more. Really good. Let's go ahead and change directions.
Oh.
So this is, to me, is already like an 8 or a 9. It's pretty darn good. And so we're not going to get a lot out of it because that's where that law of accommodation starts to kick in.
Yes.
And so I'm going to be heading you towards side passing off the fence here in a minute, but let's go ahead and do this other side and see where she's at here. Because you did say that was her good side. Now right off the bat, when she goes to head out on that circle, be picky about her leaving around you. I shouldn't say the word leaving even, I should just say pushing her around you versus her walking away and then catching onto the circle.
Oops.
Yep. So now when that happens, when she breaks gait, take a bigger step out and yield her hindquarters and have her face you all the way.
Okay.
Now she offered to stop there, so just relax, take a breath, pet her. Like we'll always kind of lean towards encouraging her to think slow down. Like she kind of chose that all on her own there.
Okay.
Great answer.
Yeah, good answer.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay, so if she breaks gait, I'm going to hind quarter yield her.
Yes.
To face me.
Yep.
But right now I'm asking just for the walk.
So yeah, if you're working the 3-circle game and she goes faster and you didn't say go faster, the next move I'm going to do is a bigger step out. So instead of just moving the stick a little bit, I'm also going to take a big step towards her tail or hindquarters and get her to turn and face me and get relief standing still facing in.
Okay.
Because that would be the exact opposite of speeding up on the circle.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to be talking here a little bit.
Okay.
So another little lesson in there that's important is like the horse chose to just stop and face her, and I was telling her like, well, we're gonna let that happen. We could give that a phrase called scan and capture. And so if the situation presents itself where the horse offers something, you didn't ask for it, but they offer something that would be better than what we're doing, like her choosing to slow down and stop and settle, we might take that. Maybe not every time, but like the first couple times.
Good girl.
And so always be scanning and
Good
capturing.
girl.
You know, when your horse does something really well, even if it wasn't exactly what you were asking for, you know, whether it was a more introverted horse hustling or it was a more extroverted horse slowing down, those are just real obvious things that I'm going to kind of encourage that and not make them feel wrong for choosing a good habit that we are looking for.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Now let's see you try to bend her more with the stick, and now we'll see if she's thinking the stick means go faster here. So yeah, we have a little bit of the stick goes faster here. Could I handle her for just a second?
Yeah.
I want to experiment with her a little bit, because what I'm seeing is that's why you want to put the stick down, is then it's like, oh, she probably wouldn't speed up there.
Yes.
But I want her to read you more than the stick. And that's one of the key overall things that we're always going to be going for with her, is her reading your energy and intention, not the stick's energy.
Okay.
You know, so
Okay.
So like here, like it's bothering her me touching her there, so I think I'm probably going to go with that at first. Because I would say the hole is not her shaping, the hole is her putting too much stock in what the stick is doing. And so I'm just going to rub her with it. And the answer to this question is when she chooses to slow down with the stick touching her, that's when the stick's going to go away. So this is going to be the same thing as with your legs. And for her, I want her to be real committed to it, so I'm going to bring her all the way down into a standstill. I want to be sure we're sure.
Okay.
Especially because I know she has quite a bit of training and everything you've been doing with her. I'm going to, like maybe a really green horse, as soon as they slow down a little bit, I might take it off and put it on again. I want her to be really committed to that. Slowing down was the answer there, and then the stick came off of her.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then we'll just keep doing this until when I present her with the stick, she doesn't speed up.
Okay.
So if it's okay, I'll just do this a couple times. And it doesn't really matter. I barely did anything with the stick, and she thought about speeding up. Did you see how that was softer?
Yes.
She still trotted, but it was softer. So this is exactly what you do with your legs too. If you put both legs on and have it mean head down or give to the bit more, that'll take it away. So she's getting relief, choosing slowing down and stopping versus, and that's where there's no rules. Like, it's not like I've taught anybody this lesson on Patreon or anything.
Right.
It's like, there's no rules to this. If she thinks the stick means go and it doesn't mean go, it means bend more, well, I'm just going to leave it on there until she turns and faces.
Okay.
And then I'm going to keep doing it until there's a significant improvement when I first do it. Again, this is just about her getting mindful. Now that I would say is a significant improvement, right?
Yeah.
So this is like not about the 3-circle game. It was about just her recognizing that. Because what she was talking you into was getting quieter, and you're like, I'll just put this away and just be as soft and quiet as a mouse and not bother her. You can't do that.
Okay.
It's like your goal is to find things that bother her, and you're going to keep doing it until it means slow down and stop more.
Thank you. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's have you try that.
Okay. On the bad side?
Yep. Yeah, because she didn't really have any issues on the good
Okay.
side. Maybe there'd be something there, but.
Okay.
And because this is a lesson today and I want to give you some homework to do, we're just going to go through each thing until you get it. I'm not going to, wait until she does it perfectly, necessarily. Because, you could spend, 20 minutes working on this. And then it goes away. Perfect. So she's learning to release herself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, do you want to get relief from the stick? Stop.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
And that'll be the same with the leg cue.
Yeah. Now, I feel like she just learned that so fast.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's very smart.
I do too.
And when she gets going, it's not because she's not intelligent, it's because that right brain side kicks in and she starts getting emotional.
Okay. Yeah. Should I do it again?
Um,
Or be good?
What I would encourage you to do, I don't think we need to do it again.
Okay.
You have the timing in there. It's a pretty simple thing to do. But what you could do is for like a week, while you're doing 3 circle game, you add a variable and you say, okay, today I'm going to touch her. This week, I'm going to touch her with the stick when we do it. Next week, I'm going to move the stick. Or then the third week, I'm going to throw the string over her.
Okay.
And then you're going to do each one of those until it means she can learn to find comfort and just maintain the circle and kind of ignore the stick is basically what it boils down to.
Okay.
Super. The one thing I would like to try before we go to the obstacles, for a horse like this, one of my favorite things to do with them is side pass off a fence.
Okay.
Because they're so tempted to go forward, I like draw a line in the sand mentally.
Yep.
And the game is when their feet cross the line, they're on hot lava, and I'm going to wave the stick in front of them until they yield off the line and get relief over here. So this is really not about sideways. We're going to be side passing, but it's not about side passing. It's about teaching them to have that emotional fitness and responsibility to stay back off that line and move laterally without being tempted to cross it.
Okay.
It equates so well to riding, or simulates riding on a loose rein, where we're challenging them to not think about going faster just because our legs came on or whatever changed. So this has a direct correlation to her riding on a loose rein successfully.
Okay. Okay.
So I would draw, and what I do is in my arena, wherever space I'm in, I just like make like a quadrants.
Okay.
And so I would say, since we want more space, so from this gate across the arena, there's a line.
Yep.
You're going to ask her to side pass, and you just pick a post or something over there.
Okay.
And you're just going to ask her to side pass. And if she goes to cross it, you're totally going to let her do that.
Yes.
But then once she does it, now you're going to get noisier until she yields back off that line, and then she's going to learn to get relief on this side of the line.
Okay.
Yep. And start your side pass. So see how your stick's in the same position to cue it?
Yes.
See how she started it off real nice there? A little hot lava there. She's ahead of the line. Yep. And then reach under it again. A little hot lava. Yeah. 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 Now we're waiting for the, don't cross the line and synchronize the feet and lower the head down, and then she's the winner. I might quit there. Because she didn't cross the line. Her feet were really slow and synchronized.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a thing I would release her on a lot, is when her feet get slow. Like there, she was side passing, but she was doing it very slowly.
Okay.
Like, great.
Okay.
Good answer. And then there she took a nice breath, lick and chew.
Yeah.
Super.
Good girl.
So yeah, I think we should go show her some obstacles now.
Okay, let's do it.
Sound good?
Yep.
And we'll just do it, like sometimes the first run is a test, and then after that maybe we can make it easier by just going over the lower section. Yep, just block her a little bit there. Touch her a little bit.
And keep her attention here.
Yeah, and if she wants to smell it and put her nose on it, then that's
okay.
Be what we're going for. So right now she's not too interested. She's thinking more about avoiding it. Mm-hmm. And so this could be the starting point too, of just get interested in it versus even going over it. And get the weeds for me. That'd be great too. Okay, now go ahead and retreat a step or two.
Retreat.
Ask her, you stay still, but ask her to retreat a couple steps. 1 and 2. There you go. Now ask her to go reapproach it. So it wasn't bad. She did it powerfully, but she jumped there a little bit. So hindquarter yield, hindquarter yield. Yep. So next time that happens, we'll just do it. We'll be ready to do a hindquarter yield. If she does the hindquarter yield soft, you can just leave her with one hindquarter yield. If she does it really quick and her feet are really fast, then I would keep doing the hindquarter yield until the feet slow down.
Okay.
Okay.
Once I get past the obstacle.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's I'm gonna have you stand on the end of it, because I think the whole thing might be a little bit too much at first here. So we're just gonna go up and down over the small one.
Okay.
Oops. So I would send her that way. So you stay up by here and send her away from you. Like end over end on either side of it.
Oh, like over this.
So,
I
so
see.
you're standing here and she's going to come, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Good. And then hindquarter yield off of it. Good. So she did that one nice and soft.
Okay.
Let's do it once more though. Hindquarter yield. Good. So does that make sense? Like you can see how she first rushed off it, but we're going to teach her to just step up and down off it.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's go to the far one. This one's a little too easy now. So same thing, just on that opposite end. And you probably want to stand on the end of it again.
Oh, the end of the...
Yeah, otherwise you won't be in a good spot to hindquarter yield her.
Okay, hold on.
Right there. So you stay there. And then try to catch her with the halter if she rushes over it. So I'd want her to run into a little pressure if she hustles up onto it.
Okay.
So she stepped off of it very nicely, but she hustled onto it. Yep. So I'd catch her there and then hindquarter yield there. Good, good. So to me, you did just enough. You interrupted her. She ran into pressure when she hustled off of it. That's what I was wanting.
Okay. So stand right here.
Yep. Ooh, you see that one? Look at that.
Good girl.
Crowd goes wild.
Good
so
girl.
a really good timed, the right amount of pressure. It was enough to be effective over there.
Okay.
That led to that one being very successful.
Yeah.
What a lot of people would do is they would just send them over it and over it and over it and over it and hope that eventually they start to slow down. A horse like this could do that all day. So that interruption that you did to do the hindquarter yield, so the pattern of the hindquarter yield coupled with you putting the right feel on the halter, and she kind of ran into some pressure, but it's just right. It didn't scare her. It got her attention, like, oh, I didn't need to go that fast over it. I just ran into something over here.
Okay.
That led to that really successful one there. That's what we're going for with her.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Super. So this next one here is a pedestal. So this one's going to be about her stepping on it and staying there.
Okay.
And again, the order of go is first, can we get her to put her nose on this over here?
Yep.
Can she put her nose on it? And then it's, can she put 2 feet on it? And then can she put all 4 feet on it? But first is like you're just presenting it to her and say, hey, what do you think about this? She's interested in grass. So no big deal. She doesn't seem scared of it though.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're going to continue. If she came up to it and she was snorting at it and skirting around it, then it would just be about her putting her nose on it, and that'd be a win. We'd move on.
Okay.
But since she goes up to it and puts her nose and neck over it right away, that's what tells me we have a green light to keep going.
Okay.
And ask for 2 feet on it, and then stop her.
Oops.
Yep, no big deal. That's going to happen. That's the kind of the point of this one, is that it's smaller. And so to get all 4 feet on it, they have to be kind of thoughtful about it. So first just get 2 feet on it. And yep.
Whoops.
And stop. Good.
Good girl. Good
And then
girl.
what I would do with her with this is, instead of going for 4 feet today, I would be happy with 2, and then I would back her off of it.
Okay.
And I would try to wave her back with the stick. As many different yields as we can do where it's her following your suggestion versus following a feel, the better. Because she'll have to think about it more. When you put a feel on the halter, she knows what to do, and they need to have that yield. But once you have that yield strongly, I would rather be her idea. So if you just wave the stick in front of her and she steps backwards off of it, she totally just made all those decisions.
Okay.
But as soon as you pull on the halter, even if it's just slightly, it's more like we told her to back off of it versus she chose to back off of it.
Yeah. Like right now with the grass. Like I shouldn't be pulling on the halter. I should do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The stick doesn't tell them where to be. The stick tells them where not to be. The rope tells them where to be. And so a horse has to learn to be controlled by us with steady pressure. That's part of them turning loose to their instincts. She has a lot of that going for her already. So now it's about getting to her mind a little bit more. Yep, let's go ahead and put 2 feet back on it. But you can see how just her movement slow down and she's just being like, is this what you want?
This is pilot air right now, not
That's
horse
okay.
air. Okay.
Yep, no rush. But see how even like the noise on it, how it's like she put her feet up there softly and thoughtfully? That's all the good stuff. That's the gold that we're after with her. It's not about what her body does. It's like how she does it. What frame of mind is she in? So we're always going to be checking that of like, Did whatever we just did we help her get in a better frame of mind, or did we get her bothered? If we got her bothered, it's like, oh, we need to keep going until we get her unbothered and she's in a good frame of mind.
Yeah.
But that is the whole goal of every session that I would have with hers. So yeah, I think we saddle her up and take her for a spin.
Sounds good.
I would maybe do a little more relaxed rein now, because she's walking off pretty strong.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go in the middle and then just get her to soften up with some bending first.
Okay, so the kind of the riding guide was for her is not the best answer.
Not for the very first thing.
Okay.
I think she needs a little bit more information right now. So I'd have you shorten your inside rein and really bend her around your inside leg. Yep, and really just get her to walk a soft circle there. So pick up and release it and get her to bend more through her head and neck. Yep, even more. Pull it to your hip and then lower your hand down to your knee right away. Yeah, keep doing that. Because see how she can't leave it there yet? You want to do this until she can leave it there. Because she knows this, but she can't give it to you right now because she's a little amped up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's why I would stay here with this. Shorten your rein up a bit too. And it can be a hair quicker. Not your hand moving faster, but the timing of picking it up and lowering it down can be a little quicker. That's best. See that change right there?
Yeah.
She dropped her head, her feet got a little slower, softer.
Yeah, and I'm not doing anything now.
Yep. Now let's take her around the other way and see how she does to the right. Very good. Now let's go ahead and ask her to stop. Ooh, beautiful. So now, and the other thing with her is you're noticing almost everything we're doing and we're setting it up. So like you rode a circle, you open up your leg and then turn. We set it up. We didn't just go for it, we set it up. So the same thing is going to be true for bringing both legs on. So here's the setup. So I would do this with her, and I usually do this with a horse that's spooky. I do it with a horse that whinnies out to other horses a lot. I teach studs if I'm riding a stallion that wants to pay attention to the other horses a lot. I'll do it with them. But this is how I would do it. Or if I had a horse that's like, if I was riding a horse and she was trying to kick him, that's another reason I do this. So I don't do this with every horse, but I occasionally pull this trick out. Here's the move. You're going to do a hindquarter yield, and that's where the pressure is. So you're playing chess with her. You're going to do a hindquarter yield. You're going to stop doing the hindquarter yield, and you're going to bring both legs on slowly and start to lift up the reins. The reins are to keep her from going forward, so there's no room to go forward. You're going to bring your legs on and hold, and your hands, my hands are up and wide. And when they think about stretching their head down, that's where the relief is. But that's a slow move. Your hands are going to draw up the reins slowly.
Okay.
But after the hindquarter yield, your legs come on slowly, both legs, and then you do that.
Okay.
So let's try it.
Okay.
So bend her around, hindquarter yield. So you're going to kind of pull and release on your rein. Yep, pull on the rein a little bit. You're going to kind of hassle her here a little bit in this turn. Yep. Good. One more circle. Pull and release on the rein. Don't just hold it. Steady. Yep. Yep. Now, hands are wide. Both legs are on. Both legs are on. No room to go forward. And don't let her go forward. There. Release your legs too. Super. Really good. So she barely just tipped down a little bit, but that's it. I'll just let her process that a little bit. So we're going to do this a few times, and probably for the next 3 or 4 rides, before you ask for head down, do the hindquarter yield. That puts her in a frame of mind where she's going to be really listening to you before you do it. If you just do it cold turkey, she's probably going to go forward each time. But if you do this first, it's going to give you a really good chance of being able to slowly draw on the reins with your legs on and have her think head down.
Okay.
Okay. So let's bend her around again. Hindquarter yield. You're going to pull and release on the rein. So this is where the pressure is, and the relief is where when the head goes down. One more turn. Pull and release on that rein. Now while you're doing this, hands go wide, both legs are on. Don't let her go forward. There's no room to go forward whatsoever. Yep, you can back her up. Hold it. Keep this feel though. There. Now she did put it down, so don't let her go forward at all. And if she does, back her up, but don't drop it then. Just hold it. Legs stay on the whole time until everything thinks down.
Okay.
But you can't release until she thinks down without thinking forward.
Okay.
And if you release it and then she walks forward, you know that you released a hair early.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and have both hands on the reins, and we'll do that again. So slowly start to squeeze as you lift up your reins. Ooh. Don't let her go forward. Yeah. Hands are wide. Waiting for her to get settled. So now if she drops her head quickly, we're not going to accept it. She's got to also be settled. Because see how she's a little bothered now? Wait. Almost. There. Good. Yep, let her be there. Let her be. You can pet her. Good job. So this is a really good thing to do because, yeah, it definitely bothers her because she wants it to mean something else.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that's not the answer. And then she gets a little bothered.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. So that's a big release right there. That's really good. So do it again and put your legs on a little softer this time.
A little softer.
Slowly start to squeeze. So she's got to put her head down, but she's also got to be settled where she's not trying to walk around and fidget around. You see how she's putting her head down, but she's fidgeting too? We're not going to accept that. Less rein if she's backing up. More rein if she's going forward. You just keep balancing that. But you don't release it all the way at all. So there's not a spot where you give her a complete break from them. You just could try to do a little less. There. All the way. Good. So yeah, because this is challenging for her, that's what tells me it's like this is a great exercise to do.
Yeah.
Whenever I find something that's extra hard for him, like she really passed most of the things we did today pretty easily.
Yeah.
This one's a little harder for her, so it's like you're hitting the nail on the head of kind of a hole that she has of thinking legs can go a little bit more than she needs to.
Okay.
But look at where she's finishing now. Head down, she's really relaxing.
Yeah.